What's going on, guys? BladeZilla here, and today we're taking a look at this real cool Pro-Tech Malibu in the Blue Dragon scale. So I've had a number of these come through the store over the last little while, and I decided that, you know what, I just wanted to do a quick video on one because I think I had a green version of this knife come through, and it was super hot. And, you know, Pro-Tech to me and the Malibu, they've always done really good in the blue and the black. So that's kind of their core colors from my perspective, and figured, hey, you know what, Dragon Scale Malibu with the manual button lock, super sick knife in Magnacut, as we can kind of see here. And figured, let's do a quick video today showcasing this while I'm doing some photos of it. I got a bunch of these, but some photos of this one. And figured I'd throw it up, do a quick video and show you, talk about the knife, and have a quick chat. So grab yourself a cold coffee, or cold beer, or hot coffee. I don't know why I said cold coffee, but it is summer, so it is iced coffee season. As a reminder, check out BladeZilla.ca, my website, where a lot of the knives featured on this YouTube channel are available for purchase. And we are in Canada, which is why sometimes the Canadian price is different than the US price. I get that comment a lot, why is it more expensive than the US? And there's a 35-ish floating percent conversion between the two. Fun fact. All jokes aside, Canada, we don't have, Pro-Tech, for example. I don't think there's a single distributor that I'm aware of that'll do Pro-Tech, simply because they're typically automatics. So, when things like this, the button lock variants do come available, it is nice to kind of get them up north and fill the market, hopefully, with some people looking to get their hands on one. They are becoming harder to get, typically just because the border security. I think there's like a current strike happening right now with CBSA, which people seem to think, hey, you know what, let's just get more of these knives across the border, and that's not the case. The wait times just go up and up and up from there. And more delays. It hasn't been fun. Anyway, I digress, going in circles here. We're here to take a look at this Pro-Tech Malibu and button lock, which is super sick. So, like I said, I guess apparently grab the cold coffee and relax. This isn't going to be super technical. It's going to be more casual than anything, like we always do. And yeah, let's get started. Alright, well, let's kick this off with some measurements of this guy. And I've always thought it's kind of like a higher end bug out size wise. We're coming in at 7.5 roughly. Is that right? 7 5/8, depending on your eye, something like that. With a blade length on this beautiful Magnacut steel at 3 3/8 or 3.5, just under to the end of the choil, which is cool. And I should say this is the Model 5335-Blue, which is technical, but that's what they're calling it. So it's a Warney Magnacut blade with a deep carry clip. Figure why not? Weight-wise, let's grab that as well. It's not terribly heavy because it is aluminum, but figure why not throw weight on it? Because why not? Let's see here. Any guesses? Feels like it's like 3.5. Let's find out. 3.1. 3.1 ounces. So, for a 3.25 inch blade, you're at that magic number, right? The ounces to inches ratio. And for those unfamiliar, ounces to inches means, if it's a 3.5 inch blade, you want it to weigh 3.5 ounces, 4 inch blade, 4 ounces, 3 inch blade, 3 ounces. So we're well under that, which is nice. Not by much, 3.25 to 3.1. That's great. Good size. The deep carry clip is pretty slick as well, right? Because look at where that climbs up the knife to the end. From EDC, that's pretty slick. You're only going to have just that much sticking out of your pocket, which is pretty cool. The Dragon scale is on both sides, which is just a nice little touch. The blue anno, super consistent. No gaps. And centering, we should be good. Yep, dead center. So, pretty slick. The button lock, you know, is not for everyone, because you know, a lot of people really like, you know, frame locks, but the flipper, I'm always trying to reach down here. It's just my habit. I typically carry frame locks, but the button lock is a nice little touch, and the more you use it, you become familiar with it. I'm assuming this guy rides on bearings. It would have to, just because how smooth it is, but don't know what those are made of. As I mentioned earlier, we've got Pro-Tech Magnacut on there, which is also a really nice touch and well done. You know, they seem to be well made, like compared to some of the Benchmade stuff. And I'm not taking favorites. I've got a bunch of Benchmade stuff here. It just seems to be really well made, which is nice and pretty easy to work on. You've got the Torx bits on the side, which I think are the same size. They look pretty small, T6s probably. And then on the back on the clip, same thing. Although those clip screws are external, but through the inside. That's an interesting little move there. But at this price point, you would assume that. Internally, let's take a look with the light. See what we can see inside. 1 second. Let's see. Do the track. Yeah, there's a little bit of a track in the middle, but I guess that's probably just from the pushing the handles together with that seam more than anything. But it's cool nonetheless. And then we are not skeletonized. It is aluminum, so it is going to be very light in the first place. So there's really no need at this price point to be, you know, spending a ton to weight reduce. Balance-wise, I'm assuming, yeah, we're right in the middle and it's balanced, which is beautiful. Grind seems pretty consistent on this Warney as well. We can take a look at that. Seems pretty solid. Stonewash, consistent as well, which is all you can ask for. Both sides. No branding on the blade as well, which is always what I love. You know, a pretty incognito knife. You know, you've got the Pro-Tech on the top, on the spine there, which I assume is one of the talking points, right? Like, it's a super nice fit in hand, but I imagine your thumb is going to wear that off over time, because there's a lack of jimping there as well to kind of bury it. But super under the radar knife. Like, it is not loud in any way. The Dragon scale, sure, looks cool, but, you know, Pro-Tech, they're not loud knives. They're just super well done, which is always nice. Less is more, I feel like, on this one. Especially on the blade, when you look down the top here, it's flat all the way to the edge, which means if you're going to utilize that beautiful Warney blade, you can really do some fine slicing, chopping, whatever, and kind of position your finger just about anywhere on it, which is awesome. Real nicely done. Just a good user, I think. You know, the button lock seems to work nicely. No real issues. Let's see that detent, see how clicky it is. Pull it in, there you go. Let's do that one more time, just to kind of show. Pull that detent in, come on. There it is. Springs that button right back out, which is nice. It's smooth as well, which is nice. You know, typically on some of their higher end or more custom versions, they kind of play around with that button and make some different materials and choices there. If there's some grip on it, if there's some cross hatching, if there's, I think there's some that are like mother of pearl or something. So they really dress it up, and that's kind of all they do, which is fine. We do have that like little tiny hidden lanyard hole, which is a little different step from the typical Shirogorov style that I'm used to, in that they're kind of drilling it in from the top down, which is cool. You're not going to fit a huge piece of leather through there or anything, but, you know, you'll fit something. Now, the concern that I would have is if you're going to be pushing something real big through there, that's what she said, you know, you are right on the seam of the knife, which is what I would be worried about. You know, if it gets caught on something, if it yanks on something, I would always stress about that, if it's going to split things apart. But I imagine they've done their testing, and I'm sure they have lots of QC stuff to say, no, that won't happen. But that would be something I would not necessarily worry about. It would just always be kind of in the back of my mind if that is something that they would do, but I doubt it. Otherwise, super cool knife. I'm going to grab a couple comparisons here and do some sizes. Why not? Let's see what I have today. We'll do a neon, which is basically the same size, I think. Same kind of style, right? Like that's that jam that we're looking at. We'll grab, let's see what else I got. A Model T Hog House, kind of in a similar configuration, right? A little bit more sleek, a little, obviously a more expensive knife, so maybe we shouldn't really keep that one in there. We've got, where's my burger? Also a little smaller side of things. Nice knife. Trying to find, I thought I had a Benchmade. There we go, bailout as well. And this one seems to really, I didn't realize it was that much bigger. It's a pretty hefty little knife actually, now that I think about that bailout. Always bigger than I was expecting because of that glass breaker extension on the back. But nonetheless, you know, once again, I definitely do have a lot of Benchmades. In fact, I've got a bunch of them here. I open a ton of stuff with my my Super Freak here, which you can see that blade is certainly used, abused as well. But you know, we're in that same kind of conversation with that one, price-wise, which is always cool to see. But much bigger knife, obviously, with that axis lock. It's just huge. And then I thought I had a PM2 floating around here. Another knife I open up a box or two with, and it's dirty. Warning, guys. But another cool one with a blurple. I think this one's S110V. Yes, it is. So just to give you kind of a size, everyone loves the PM2s, so why not show that one as well? And what else do I have in that same kind of category that's within arm's reach? Well, nothing crazy. I will grab the, I've got my blue Quantium as well, just to kind of show. And I already showed the neon, so I'm not going to go too deep, and I'll grab a couple of the Chris Reeves as well. Move this around to show a Sebenza, large and small, just to kind of show, and then I'll try to line these up accordingly. Where's my other Sebenza? There we go. And then a drop point, a small, 31. So there, let's move this up a little bit. Did I kick the camera? I don't know. There we go. So there's your three. And actually, you know what? The small Sebenza is a pretty good comparison size-wise. It is actually a lot smaller than I was expecting compared to the Malibu, because I was kind of thinking they'd be in the same kind of category, but yeah, the Malibu really splits the difference between the small and the large Sebenza, which is kind of funny. But obviously with that longer Warney blade than the drop points, I've always loved drop points, and at one point I had a bunch of these Chris Reeves knives, and in the Nkosi and whatnot, and the Nkosi, the Amazon, I had all the different, I got a Zon right here actually, there we go, do that one. I had all the different blade configurations, and I just kept coming back to the drop points. Like I just, for some reason, really liked them, and I dig them. Love Chris Reeves, but you know what? If you're a true knife collector, I imagine you will always have a large Sebenza of some configuration in your collection, just because they're so cool. And for me, you know, that right now is the Thunderbird edition of the Sebenza 31. And I think it's it's S45, that one, which is cool. But anyway, I'm feeling, once again, I'm talking in circles, talking about knives. I could go on all day, I swear to you. I just could run my mouth about this. But this Malibu, super sick knife, and if it's, you know, a knife where you would just want a reliable, kind of bug-out sized blade, you know, that's this. There's your aluminum bug-out, essentially. But it's a flipper, and flippers are sick, and if you want to try a button lock out and see what it's all about, you know, less is more. It's super simple design. You know, experience a button lock, and then on the side get some pretty cool dragon scales on it, and Magnacut, you know, a super usable Warney config in blue. This knife might be for you, because you know what, 3-ounce knife, 3 1/4 inch blade, really deep carry clip, good size. unique as well. I think when they launched this blue color as well, I wanted to add, they were only available for a few days, and they were gone. So, you know, the green one, I think I brought in a handful of those. Those did really well, sold out right away. Blue, once again, got a stack of these. I'm assuming they're going to go quick as well, because they're just a super usable, really good knife. But I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to ever dip their toes into some other colors. You know, on their customs, you know, they're touching gold, they're touching some other colors, you know. I'm curious. I wonder if we'll see some reds. You never know. I just think it's cool. You know, less is more with a knife like this. Simple button lock, real comfortable, comes out, detents, just everything about it is just so well done. So, real nice one. Alright, I'm sure I'm 15 minutes in and I have talked in a complete circle about 5 times, so I apologize about that, guys. But I did want to show this knife because it's just so cool and so usable for everyday carry. So, there you go. Alright, guys, well, have yourself a fantastic week and enjoy it. And if there's any questions, please let me know. Obviously, check out the website, bladezilla.ca. Follow me on Instagram, same thing, TikTok, whatever. But more than anything, you know, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment below. That helps more than anything. And you know, if you want to chat knives, I'm always around. So give me a holler, and we'll chat. Send me some knife pics. That's the new thing. Send me some knife pics. Love it. All right, guys, have yourself a great week, and we'll talk soon. Peace.